The number one top symptom that I hear is anxiety. This is something that's very common. We all have experienced anxiety at some point in our lives. Sometimes anxiety is good because it pushes you to do things and get things done. But when it's like distressful anxiety, that can be really debilitating. And so today we're going to talk about anxiety, what it is, how to fix it while we do makeup. I am going to start with my L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. This is in the shade 904 Deep Glow. I use the deeper one because I'm very pale actually, and so I like to put a lot on to make me not look pale. I didn't tell you before, I'm a mental health counselor. I've been doing this for about 10 years, and I've seen a lot of clients, a lot of different populations, and the number one symptom is anxiety. Most people come with some form of anxiety along with OCD symptoms, depressive symptoms, paranoia symptoms, PTSD, all sorts of things. So anxiety is very common, and it's really not a bad thing. Sometimes we go through things that we almost felt like we almost died. And so our brain picks up on all the little pieces of that event. And that's called our amygdala. So if you remember Amy, who is our amygdala, because amygdala is spelled A-M-Y, she is the one that holds on to all the little pieces of this event. Whatever happened that we felt like we almost died. When we hold on to those little pieces, anything in the future that triggers anything in the past can cause anxiety. It causes your brain to kind of set off these alarm bells and say, oh my gosh, this is linked to what we've been through before, and I have to avoid it so I survive. And it's just not true, right? Because that alarm system can become very activated and almost get in the way because it's not true. It just gets to be very dysfunctional. One way to look at it is, I always talk about this to clients. If you think of a real live bear that's in front of you, that bear, obviously we're gonna feel fear. We're gonna feel a lot of emotions that's going to protect us and make us run away from it. But what if someone just put a teddy bear in front of you? Would you react the same way? It's still a bear. Our brains can decipher between a real bear that could eat us and then a teddy bear that we can hold and squish. And so seeing that difference, that's kind of what our brains want to do, but sometimes it gets a little messy. And so our brains start to see everything as a real bear and not as a teddy bear as they actually are. And so everything becomes a real grizzly bear. And then you have anxiety. And then you start to have anxiety about having anxiety because you don't want to have anxiety. And so you're trying to look for everything that maybe could trigger it. And then it just kind of starts to loop. I'm going to use my Ruby Kisses No More Blemish powder foundation over this. I like to have just a very light face. And so I just want to apply this just to get a little bit of coverage, but really not too much heaviness. And especially over that glotion, I think this is perfect because it just smooths my skin just a little bit more and gives a really nice glow. I have used this in another video. This is a very good powder foundation. So go watch that other video. I love this so much. It's one of the best powder foundations I've ever used, really. I'm looking a little brown, a little tan here. Maybe the concealer will brighten me up a little. Sometimes I get a little carried away with the bronzer and everything. I get a little dark. So some common symptoms of anxiety, we can say we have anxiety, but like I even ask my clients, how do you know you have anxiety? What does that even mean? And so some things we list often are overthinking everything. Very common. I hear lots of people say, I am an overthinker. We all can overthink quite a bit. Racing heart, body sensations can definitely be linked with anxiety. Your hands get sweaty, your heart races, your breathing changes. You kind of feel like something bad is going to happen all the time. You're just kind of waiting for the next shoe to drop, right? Just know something's going to happen and you're looking out for that. And so you've slowed down a lot and you're just always perceiving the environment and watching for that. Getting lack of sleep can definitely be a symptom of anxiety. Definitely avoiding situations. That's a big one. We love to avoid, and our brains love to avoid because obviously if we avoid, we're safe and we're not approaching that dangerous trigger. But the problem is the more that we avoid, we're teaching our brains that that actually is a dangerous thing, and then we end up avoiding even more. So if you break it down a little bit, if we feel anxious about something and we do avoid it, we just taught our brains instantly that is a danger and that we cannot approach that thing ever again. And so when it comes up again, it's even worse because you've taught your brain, I avoided that before, so I have to avoid it again. It gets harder and harder to kind of approach that. So when you feel anxious, you're kind of at this crossroads where you can either avoid and teach your brain that it is a bad thing and kind of go down that spiral, or you can approach it and teach your brain that you will survive this experience, and then it can get better and your brain can relearn that this is actually a teddy bear and it's not a grizzly bear. I'm gonna use my Tarte Dark Circle Defense. I just barely got this and I wanted to try this in a video. I actually used it one time yesterday. Honestly, it's not as great as I thought it would be. I think I'll just use my finger and just dab a little bit and maybe blend with a brush. I have other stuff that basically looks like this. I feel like it goes right in my lines a little bit. It doesn't look that good on me. I don't know if you can even tell in the camera, but it definitely like shows my fine lines instantly when I put it in there. It's so weird. Like all of a sudden I have all these little lines in there. Not a cool thing. So I'm not really loving this. How do you say that? I don't think it's worth the hype. That's what it is. And I really don't. I think it's just kind of a basic coverage concealer. I feel like it just shows my lines badly. And I don't love that. I almost would rather just not wear it and not wear any concealer than put this on and emphasize my lines. Maybe you have a different experience. I have oily skin and maybe that has something to do with it. I get very watery eyes and that's definitely an issue. It looks brightened in the camera, like it looks good, but it's just not, it's not worth the price. I'm gonna probably return it. I just don't love it. So you try it and see if you like it. I'll link it below, but I am just not in love. I'm gonna just set with my Bare Minerals powder. And this is just a translucent powder. It's just kind of an easy setting powder if you really don't want a big heavy powder. I usually do use a big heavy powder daily, but sometimes I just want it really light and kind of soft. So this is a good one. So back to anxiety. There's lots of different coping skills on how to manage anxiety. The first thing that I would recommend to a client is start to notice it as a part separate from you. When we start to think about anxiety, it kind of just consumes us and it makes us feel like we are anxiety and like our body is the anxiety. And that is not true. Our body is a self and we have an anxiety part. And so if you just think of it as a separate part, that's a great way to start noticing it as a different section of you. And it's not something that just you have no control over. So it comes up, you can start to say, I noticed that anxiety part coming up. What does it look like? Where do I feel it in my body? What color is it? What shape is it? And now instantly you're looking at it from yourself and you're looking at that part rather than feeling like it's all you. So if you think of like, it's a red ball in my chest. So once you start to feel that anxiety and you even feel it physically, you can start to notice you feel it in your chest. It's a red ball and you can go inside and just notice it and sit there and watch it and just be kind of aware of it and just kind of be like, why are you doing this? What are you doing to protect me right now? And really think it through. And we call it its secret story. We want to figure out what story is this part holding on to where it started to be this way and be this extreme. What does it think is going to happen now that happened in the past before that it's kind of stuck on? So we really want to notice it as a separate part of you and communicate with it, work with it, ask it questions. Why are you here? We'll get into more part stuff later. I really want to start incorporating more mental health stuff in my makeup videos because this is my job. And I feel like this is something that most people don't do or don't know about because I don't watch anyone else that's a therapist that does makeup. This is my niche and I'm going to talk more about IFS and parts later. But for now, just notice your anxiety as a part. Work with it, talk with it, get to know it, be curious about why it's there. Some other just kind of basic skills to help with anxiety. One is called box breathing. I'm just doing my dark gray brow pomade. Box breathing, it's kind of 4 counts. So you breathe in for 4 as you go down the square. You hold it for 4 as you go over. Breathe out for 4 as you go up. And then hold it again as you go over. So it's 4 seconds. And just following the square can guide you with that. It can help you keep track. And that's just a good way. People really underestimate your breath and how well that can help calm your system. So trying something like that, you start to have different thoughts come in as you start to really breathe differently and slow down your breathing. Another one is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. So you can sit in a room and if you're really anxious, look at 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste, and that you can even just have gum in your mouth. And doing that helps ground you because you're using your senses. The best way to ground yourself or go into a calm, safe place, which you can develop with a therapist, is using your body sensations because that's something you actually are experiencing in the moment and it can really transport you somewhere else easily. When you want to ground yourself from anxious thoughts and you feel like you're just dissociating or even on a cloud or out of your body, body, try a grounding technique like that. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 can be a really helpful one. Another one is moving your body. This is really underestimated as well and not talked about enough. Exercise obviously is a huge one and that can really help. But if you're feeling anxious, just get up and move around, especially go on a walk, because walking with your footsteps, you're doing something called bilateral stimulation where you're doing back and forth steps. And doing that can really help your brain start to process information, which then it can start to think more rational and make sense of things. And you're not stagnant, just thinking the worst and spiraling. So it's really important to be moving the back and forth to start thinking rational. So moving your body is great. The next one is talking about it. And that's really a crucial one as well. I know with anxiety, sometimes it can be a little nerve-wracking to like tell someone you have anxiety. It can definitely make you feel like you're a weak person. You are the strongest person by looking for help and talking to somebody about it. That takes a lot of vulnerability and a lot of strength. And when people know what you're experiencing and what you're worried about, even you just saying it out loud can help you make sense of it. And sometimes it sounds a little silly when you're like, okay, I'm worried about this. And then you hear it and you're like, really, I'm worried about that. It kind of helps you just make sense of what you're thinking as you say it out loud and you tell someone else. Our brains move 1,000,000 times faster than our mouths can. So when we have to talk about something we're experiencing, we have to really slow down and articulate what is going on up there. So talking to somebody about it can be really helpful. One thing that we talk a lot about in therapy is challenging negative beliefs and challenging these thoughts. So when you have an anxious thought, I'm going to use my Revolution palette. This is the Master Icon palette. They're all matte. This is a really good one. I think I'm going to do this warmer row up here. So challenging thoughts is so important because typically if we have a thought, we're very used to just thinking the first thing that comes up and believing it. And so when we have a thought and we're like, okay, this is my thought. Oh, that's true because I thought it, but it's not. Just because you thought something doesn't mean it's true and doesn't mean it's a fact. It just means it's a thought. Can you see the difference there? I totally forgot my eyeshadow brushes. So I am going crazy here and using this one. I'm going to see how this turns out. It actually looks pretty good. So we want to challenge thoughts. And so one way to do that is think about what proof do I really have to think this way? What evidence do I have to think about this way? A lot of times you won't find much because it's just an irrational thought. So definitely challenging the thinking and don't believe everything you think. Just because you think it, it's not a fact. You can also ask yourself, is this actually going to happen? Is this likely to happen? What's likely to happen instead? And then another way is take yourself out of the situation and your perception of it and think about, what would I tell a friend if a friend came to me and was really worried about this? What would I say to them? That helps you kind of think about the other side and helps you kind of get out of your own perception of this worry and think about other options. I'm just going to do a little bit on my eyelid of the lighter color, and this actually is working pretty well. That's kind of a crazy way. I just did my eyeshadow. I was like, every time I come down here, I always forget some brush for something. I forgot eyeshadow brushes today, and I just have to improvise because I don't want to go all the way back upstairs and get my eyeshadow brushes. So that worked actually. Looks pretty good. I'm going to use my Cool Beans e.l.f. eyeshadow stick and just line a little bit. So one metaphor with anxiety that is helpful, along with my bear one, is anxiety is kind of like a smoke alarm. It's helpful when there's a fire. It goes off and it tells us there's a fire and we need to get out. But sometimes our smoke alarm goes off because we made toast. Most of the time it's because of something like that. Very rarely it's an actual fire, but yet our smoke alarm still goes off, still warning us to get out, makes a blaring noise. That's what it's doing, is to protect us. That's exactly what our brains are doing with anxiety. It's just overactivated. It's just that alarm going off too many times because it's learned so many things from the past that you're not safe or you're not worth it or you're not lovable. And so it looks for all the ways to validate that to survive. And so we just have to reteach it by challenging the thoughts and the breathing and the grounding and even approaching the situation, that it's not always a threat and that you can handle it and your brain doesn't have to be that alarm that goes off all the time. I'm going to use my Lash Without Limits mascara. This is the Essence one, the tubing. I use this all the time. It's really great mascara. By the way, do you like my shirt? I am ready for spring. Today I went through my closets and I switched out my winter clothes and put more spring clothes in, and it just feels so good. I'm so excited. It's going to be warmer weather this week. Just looking forward to spring. Mental health definitely definitely can be helped with the weather as well and going outside. Seasonal depressive disorder is a really serious thing, and I have a lot of clients that have that as well. So once springtime comes, people are happy and we lose some clients because everyone's better. Weather really affects our mental health. So go outside if you're feeling anxious too. That can definitely be a helpful tool. So if you are struggling with anxiety, just know that you are not broken. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Your brain is just working a little bit harder than others to protect you. And that's something to actually be grateful for. When we talk about parts, I'll go all into this in the future, but when we have that anxiety part come up, usually we hate it, we push it away, we don't want it to be around because it's disruptive. But if you just start to be grateful for it and just show it gratitude and show it like, hey, I really appreciate this part of me that works so hard to protect me all the time, then it calms down because now it's being heard and it's being seen. So you really want to try to just show some gratitude. I also mentioned curiosity as to why it's so activated, but you want to try to show some gratitude towards this part of you because it is very tired. It's worked very hard to protect you and it continues to do so because it's holding on to some secret stories of the past that working with a therapist you can uncover. But until then, show it some gratitude and show it that you really do appreciate this work it's doing to protect you. I noticed that I totally skipped complexion stuff. I don't know. I can't do therapy and makeup at the same time. This is going to take some practice. I did get my Ulta Sculpt and Glow palette that I just wanted to use on all my face. So I'm going to do my bronzer here and just do a little bit on my cheeks. Then I'll do the blush. I really love this. This is like such an easy palette. I always take it like traveling with me and I think it's really pretty. This makeup look, it kind of is showing some like freckles or something I have underneath there showing through. I feel like it just looks so much more natural. I think this is going to be like a really good spring and summer look. And I just love this palette. It's just so simple and easy. I just use the same brush, just do a little bit of blush right above that bronzer. And look how pretty it looks. And you really just can't get too much. I really dig my brush in there quite a bit. It never looks too heavy. It just looks really pretty. It's really a good, easy palette. And then for the highlight, it's quite highlighty. I am not a highlight person, but I'll do a little bit and just put it right on the top there. I always feel like highlight just kind of like ruins my makeup in a weird way. I'm just oily and so it just brings that in already, but it's pretty though. So there's the cheeks. I just totally skipped that step. And then for lips, I have my favorite Maybelline lip crayon. This is in Change is Good. I love this shade so much. And then I have my CoverGirl Yummy Plumper Gloss to put on top of that. So I'm going to do this one first and just line with this. I love this color. This is my favorite spring color. Just lining like that looks so good. And then I'll just do some of this gloss right in the middle. I actually threw away my other CoverGirl glosses because they weren't the plumping versions. They're just the normal cushy versions. These ones are minty, and so I really like the smell, but the other ones, I feel like the smell goes bad so quick, and I smelled a couple of them, and I'm like, I can't stand that smell. So I threw those away, but the plumper ones are really good because they're minty. So that smell lasts quite a while. And then here's the final look. So I just wanted to remind you, anxiety does not mean you're broken. Nothing's wrong with you. Your brain is just activated. Remember those tools to apply to cope with anxiety, challenge your beliefs, do the breathing techniques, the grounding technique, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really try to apply these. The biggest thing with anxiety is stay in the moment and try to stay present. It's going to try to take you to the future and make you try to anticipate all the bad things that might go wrong. Try to stay here and just notice that part and just notice it activated and communicate with it. Why are you coming up right now? What is your purpose? What are you trying to do for me? And get to know that part and what it looks like. And instantly you're separating yourself from that part as you do that. And that will help it calm down. So I really hope these things help. I'm going to do more videos on mental health and makeup. I hope you have a great day and I will see you in my next one.